Hello, this is Dean Finitz with another Witcher 3 video, and this time about the maximum damage you can do in the game. And also, I just want to start by saying that we've got 150 subs on YouTube, and I just want to thank everybody for watching. It's been really fun just making these videos, and it's really cool that everybody still enjoys videos about a game that's 3 years old. I think it's testament to just how good Witcher 3 is. Everybody still loves watching it and playing it and doing everything like that. So thank you very much for watching the videos, thank you for subscribing. And I will keep on doing some videos from our walkthroughs and everything else. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching, basically. So I'm starting off with some random footage here, but what the actual video is going to be seeing if I can do the absolute maximum that I've ever seen anybody do on Witcher 3. Now, Sleep in the Fantasy did a really good video when Blood and Wine was out a couple of years ago, and he was showing the maximum damage you can do in the game. Now, he got 250,000 with a hit using a fully charged rend, and his setup was almost perfect. He did mention in his video that you could use the Wyvern decoction to do a little bit more damage than he did, but he also said that everything would die before you even had the chance. And he used the PC version of the game, so he console commanded in a few things to make it easier. Like, he could set up Aerondight with 10 hits already, and he could set it up with adrenaline maxed and spawn the enemy in to be able to fight it and things. So what I wanted to look at is how you would do it in the actual game, and if it was possible, and if you could increase the damage anymore. So we've got Razor Focus, Counter Attack and Fleet Footed. We've got all the fast attack skills down except for the critical hits bleeding one, and we've got all these strong attack skills including Sunder Armor. Now we've also got a few things that I had to do to set this up. So as well as this, what I also had was Fast Metabolism from the green alchemy tree and the adrenaline burst skill there. Now what that does is it lets you build up adrenaline when you use signs. So using signs also builds adrenaline. So what I did was I got the hits on Aerondight up by fighting a wild dog, and I used manual sword change it instead of the auto. So I fought a wild dog, got the 10 hits on Aerondight and got adrenaline up, then killed the wild dog with the steel sword. And then after I'd done that, the adrenaline was already quite high, so I used Fast Metabolism to be able to use the potions like Thunderbolt and Superior Maribor and Blizzard, like those. And using Fast Metabolism, whilst I was using the potions, the toxicity would go down really quickly, because then I could use decoctions after my toxicity got back down to 0. And was using Adrenaline Burst to make sure that I could keep my adrenaline up whilst I was doing that, because obviously this is doing it in the normal game. So the gear, I've got Aerondight with the Invigoration, and we're going to use a White Rafford decoction to make the absolutely maximise the damage, because when your health is healed 100%, when you're at full health with Invigoration in battle, then that would increase your damage by 50%, which is an enormous boost. So the gear that we have is the Manticore chest and legendary Manticore chest and boots, and we'll be using the Nilfgaardian Guardsman's gauntlets and the New Moon trousers, because they give the highest critical hit damage. Then what we're doing is, it's raining, so we've got Thunderbolt in the rain, so we don't need Killing Spree. All that is just a coincidence, there is room for Killing Spree on the build. And then we've got Acquired Tolerance, Heightened Tolerance so that we don't take Potion Toxicity, and Invigoration still works, and Synergy to boost the damage even further. And then we've got all those red skills and 4 greater red mutagens. So after we've set everything up, use Thunderbolt and Superior Maribor and the toxicity is worn off, we can change the build to have metabolic control for even more Euphoria damage, because the bulk of the damage comes from Euphoria. Then we use the Succubus decoction, the Water Hag decoction, the Doppler decoction, which adds 50% for a critical hit from behind, and the Wyvern decoction. Now if you were to attack things with Aerondight with 10 charges, which you'd need to do to have the maximum damage, then the Wyvern decoction is useless, because it would kill everything in one hit, so you'd only get 1 or 2 hits worth. But what I did was I switched to the steel sword. As you can see here, these hits still count for the Wyvern decoction, so I'm using the steel sword instead of the silver sword, and turned off the automatic switching so we can manually keep the steel sword without Geralt switching it. And then I'm just dancing around with Fleet Footed so I don't take any damage whilst dodging, keeping Quen up. We've got Levity on the chest piece to make everything 4 pieces of light armour, so that Cat School techniques add 100% critical hit damage, and what that also means is that stamina regen is a little quicker. We've got Superior Tawny Owl potion applied before all of this happens, because Superior Tawny Owl at night will between 6 PM and 6 AM last indefinitely. And so we're just dancing around, casting Erdin to slow this pack of drowners down and landing a load of hits. Now you can see from the oil counter that's on the steel sword, we're landing quite a lot of hits here. I think it ends up being about 50 hits in total, so that's another 50% damage. And the other thing that is, whilst the fight's going on for this long, every 2 seconds the succubus decoction increases our attack damage by 1%. So as long as the fight's gone on for over a minute, that will increase to its maximum of 30%. So that's adding damage as well. Now for the actual hit, what we need to do is, you can see here the damage is already outrageously high. For the actual hit, what we're going to do is I'm going to switch back to the Nilfgaardian Guardsman's Gauntlets and the New Moon Trousers, because they add 50% critical hit damage and 20% respectively, so you can see the damage goes up even more there, and the damage at this stage is absolutely absurd. Then we switch back to Aerondight, kill a couple of the other enemies to make sure that it's just one enemy left, and the Aerondight is back to 10 charges. And I was trying to hit a counterattack with a counterattack skill to increase the next strike even higher, but that was extremely difficult. I couldn't do that. Theoretically it is possible. So anyway, then we hit the Northern Wind and we go for a fully charged rend. Now you'll have to sort of slow down and pause the video because I can't do it on Xbox Upload Studio, but that hit was 269,950, and that is a legit critical hit. So almost 270k, 269950. So I'll put the marker in the video for the time where that actual hit is, and you'll have to put it on slow down or pause the video to see it, unfortunately. But yeah, 269950 is the highest damage I've ever seen legitimately on Witcher 3. Now there are a couple of other things that you can do if you wanted to use a glitch, and I wanted to see just how high I could get it. So there is the glitch, which you may have seen in one of my other videos, where you can have an extra ability. Now I use it for getting an extra ability slot at the start of New Game Plus if I want to finish my build off quicker, but you can see here that what I've used it for now is 2 acquired tolerance. So using the double ability glitch, the bottom 2 slots of the strengthened synapses ones, the 2 green slots at the bottom, were both acquired tolerance. That means that you can boost Euphoria even further. Instead of having your normal 3 decoctions and potions, or 4 decoctions and potions as we've got here with the Manticore, we can actually have 6 decoctions and potions. Because acquired tolerance counts twice, and you have about 460 plus toxicity. So as you can see here, this is the exact same setup. So we've got Aerondight with the Invigoration enchantment, and we're going to do the same thing, boosting the Wyvern decoction by dancing around first. One of the other things that we do have as well is the grindstone bonuses. So you could have preservation on the steel sword, but there's a grindstone very close to where I was on the map here for these particular enemies I was using, and that gives another 20% damage. So not a big boost, but a small boost, a little bit extra there. So this is basically the same thing, dancing around, keeping up Quen. Fleet-footed means that you don't take any damage whilst dodging anyway, and with the superior Tawny Owl and the armour being enchanted to be light, the stamina regeneration is pretty decent. So again, unfortunately, because this is on Xbox Studio, I couldn't figure out a way to do any slowdown on the video or anything like that. I don't have a PC to do it, so unfortunately I will just be having to ask you guys to sort of guys and girls to slow down the video or pause it when we get the hit. But you can see here we've got 432 toxicity, and the damage is absolutely astronomical. The strong hit damage there on the critical hit for the silver strong attack is 25k. That's not even taking into account the White Rafford decoction that boosts that by a further 50%. Invigoration is a true 50% boost when you increase your health by 100%, which is impractical, but for things like this it is kind of fun. And then same again, we've got the Northern Wind, we're going to charge up Rend, and if you can see this one when you look at it, this one is actually, with the superior Rafford decoction, 301k, which is definitely the highest I've ever seen. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Next video is going to be the finale of my Deathmarch walkthrough, and then I'll be going on to Hearts of Stone, continuing with Blood and Wine and everything else. So thank you very much for watching, thank you everybody for subbing, and please, if you did enjoy the video and you're not subbed already, please like and sub. Thank you.